Alright, we're going to take a look at some Intercoax products. We're just going to take a quick short video here looking at a few of the Intercoax products. They have a few neat products where you can run IP cameras over coax, and I'll show a few of the demo units I have here. They have a full application and solution guide. If anyone's interested in that, I can provide a link so you can see all of their products. But for instance, let's take a look at this camera. Is a 2 megapixel Uniview bullet camera. It's powered by PoE. So we're going to run this over coax basically. So I have one cable here, internet Cat5e cable running to the back of the NVR there. You can see the NVR is right there. And there's the NVR. And I'll show it up on the TV here. Right now it says no link, but that's fine. We will show how it all works. So for starters, we'll take a look at these, their most inexpensive units. These are an excellent product. The nice thing about them is if you're running a few of them, you can actually, put all the transmitters together in, say, a server room. They just screw together like that, or slide together, if you will. You can see there. So you can just slide them together. If you're running, the receiver, which says NVR. I don't know if you can see that there. This is the NVR side. So NVR switch. So this would go on the NVR side, and this would go on the IP camera side. This is the transmitter. You can see it says IP camera there. Now these will run up to, I believe, 300 meters. You can power your IP camera over coax, and a lot of people always have a hard time finding a good solution. I know there is other ones out there, but they actually run half duplex. These run at full duplex, so I will hook them up and show you how they work. So we're going to take the NVR switch side one, which is this guy here, and I'm going to hook up the black cable that's running to the NVR. We will hook it up there. Now I'm going to take the coax cable, which is here, and I'm going to connect the coax cable to the device. Now on the camera side, we're going to connect the Cat5e cable here to the one that says IP camera, and we're going to connect the other end of the coaxial cable to there. Now you can see the IR lights. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it in the video actually, but the IR lights on this camera are on, and I will show that this camera is indeed running an IP camera over coax. Like any IP camera, it's going to take a second for the device to come up, but I will show it here. Right now it says no link, but we will give it a second, and this camera will fire up, and we'll have an IP camera running over coax. They also, there we go. So you can see the IP camera is right there. You can see it's running connected via Cat5e cable to the device over the coax cable and to the other device, which is then connected via Cat5e again to the PoE port on the back of the NVR, and you can see it's connected there. They also do have a higher model, which I will connect now, and I'll show that in the next clip here. But the nice thing about these devices are, as opposed to running HD up the coax, you're going to get the full functionality of an IP camera using these devices and running it over coax cable. There's a lot of installations that were done in the past where coax cable has been used, and it's very difficult to change or it's going to be more expensive to change the cable as opposed to just using a pair of these devices. I have tested them. They do work excellent. These are a model up from the ones I just showed. These will actually run up to 2,400 meters, I believe, running an IP camera over coax. They also do have the option to add power. As you can see there's a power adapter there. But I'm going to go ahead and hook these up. These do run quite a bit further than the other ones I showed, but these would be basically a step up from the ones I just showed. So let's go ahead and hook them up. So we're going to take the one that says IP camera, and that would be the transmitter one. Transmitter. So we're going to hook this up to the IP camera. So IP camera with Cat5e into the port there. And then we're going to connect the coax cable. We're going to hook up the Cat5e from the NVR internal switch to the receiver. And then we're going to hook up the coax cable to that unit. And we will give it a second, but we should see the IP camera come online here in a second. Like any IP camera, it's going to go through its self-test, and then it'll boot up and come online. And there you have it. The bullet camera is running over coax. It's also being powered over coax. You can see the Cat5 little blue cable connected to the converter, running over coax, from the transmitter. The transmitter is here. And then you can see it's running over to the receiver, which is there. And then Cat5e cable directly to the built-in PoE switch on the NVR. And again, this one will run longer. Alright, the next one we're going to show here is your standard elevator traveler cable. It looks something like this. Sometimes they will attach an analog cable onto the side of the elevator cable. You know, sometimes they'll do that if they have an analog camera installed in the elevator. You know, a lot of times you won't find the analog cable on there. So what we're going to show on this one here is we're actually going to run an IP camera and power the IP camera over one pair of cable. You can see there's only two wires going into this device. So this is the receiver, that would go to the NVR switch, and this is the transmitter. This is also only connected to the same single pair of wire on the elevator cable. So we're going to go ahead and hook this up, and you'll have an idea how it all works. Alright, so this would be the IP camera here. So we're going to put the Cat5e in there. And this is from the NVR switch. And we will give it a second for the camera to boot up. As you can see here, it says no link. But this is a neat device if you want to run IP over a single pair of wire. That's data and PoE. So you'll see the camera come up in a moment. There we are. So I'll just show that this is indeed hooked up the proper way. So you can see the black cable right there, the Cat5e, is hooked up to this device, which is the receiver, and it's hooked up to a single pair of wire. You know, your standard elevator cable will have many pairs, but we're only using a single pair. And then same on this end, the same pair of wire is running into the IP camera transmitter, and then it's hooked up via Cat5e. You can notice there's no power powering the camera, so it is running PoE over a single pair of wire.